Yeah, most definitely. See, Lanski, back with another vid and all that, bad podcast, big YouTuber vibes, just chopped a couple joints, and I just pulled out the cut real quick. That's a whole mixtape, Yeah, I'm retired, but every now and then, like Pookie and No Jack, I get the itch, and it be calling me. Music was calling, so I had to chop that off real quick. But back to retirement, I ain't about to lie, back to big YouTuber mode. That's what I do now. So, I'm talking about Drake, and I think he could come back and all that. So, J. Cole just dropped the joint, let him know, he ain't picking sides, even though I feel like I'm still jacking L after L. I got to laugh. You look like James Todd Smith autograph. Definitely was talking about Drake. Who else took a loss like that was at a high stature? So he's saying, you gotta come back to the pen skills. You gotta go bar up and do what you do, like they was doing on Evil Ways. Just to redeem yourself in the game. To my knowledge and my stance, I don't know if Drake could come back for this one. I gotta be certain. He gotta go on one of them, Ethiopian trips and tap deep within his soul searching to see if he could come back, after he said everybody turned on him on stage at the nostalgia show, showing that, that's really affecting him, the whole world singing an anthem about a tune that you jack, it might not even be true. You ain't do them type of stuff, First you bowed out the wall on Hard Part 6. You thought it was going to just rock out for like a month or so. So he tried to come with the couple packs and, the nostalgia videos. And none of that worked, I'm still outside. I still hear that joint ringing off. And we almost near winter. So imagine if they playing that 2-3 summers like how they playing Bobby Smurder song, the hot joint. When you just hearing it after summer, after summer, after summer. How he gonna be able to come back? I don't know. Yeah, a heck of a run though. 15 years. Definitely had the game on lock, feature for feature, bar for bar, until we found out, it was a Casper act, and it was a Ghostbuster type of joint where he wasn't penning all them joints, he had the people bamboozle, with the melodies and, the dance joints, held them over for a couple years. So we made it an exception, we made it an exception. Like how we do it with Kanye or Dr. Dre, things like that. Where we held them at a higher stature, though. Maybe, Kanye, they had him on, MTV used to have this show back in the days, hottest MCs, Kanye was on the list. I think he was even at the top of the list a couple times, if I'm not thinking too incorrect, But Drake, they had him at the #1 spot, knowing he ain't pen all his rhymes. Knowing this, that, and third, and he always had a redemption story, for sure. But this one, I don't know, and done almost 40 and all that, ain't no age in the music, I'm the one jacking that for sure. If it's timeless, it's timeless. Look what Nas did in the last couple of years. He dropped a bunch of classics, King's Disease and Magic, that's it. But I don't know if he could come back from this storm, He gotta come back blazing like Scarface out the door, ready to go out of blaze if he have to, like Pac said in the Joes, movie. Otherwise, he ain't on nothing, I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100. Either way, it was, an unprecedented run in the game. A lot of people ain't gonna be able to follow up after that one. I don't know. Let's see though. Lanski. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely, see Lanski, I'm talking real quick, my quick predictions, on with the Kendrick Lamar album got bring to the table in this rap sphere that we in. It's a lot of hype, a lot of pressure, I ain't gonna hold you. MC ain't have as much pressure on themselves as Wayne dropped Carter 3, so I don't know what he gonna come with. He gotta come with like a masterpiece, game gonna be divided, they gonna want more hyphy type joints, They really gonna want him to throw gem stars and bars at, Drake. He gotta mix some of them hyphy turned up joints with more of the Mr. Morale type of joints. If he really trying to go down that, like a party with die type of. Can't just go hyphy lane. You just can't go, conscious lane because you don't want to bother people that's asleep. You know, nowadays these people, you know, they don't really want to hear them jewels. You know, they only heard the, you know, jewels and not like us third verse because, you know, he was dead and done in the whole song. The only reason why they driving around bumping that, you know, if it wasn't for the beat and the flow and the vibes, you know. Yeah, most definitely. See Lanski, you know. I'm back with another video real quick, you know, my podcast, big YouTuber mode, you know, big YouTuber mode. So I'm just here with this, you know, small question. Will you let hip hop die on October 22nd? Nah, but that's a classic Kendrick Lamar song. I think that's the Hard Part 3. Yo, it's almost like 14 years since Good Kid came out or something like that. Nah, not 14, 12 years. Still longer, but you know, for like 12 years, you know, something like that since that drop. Is it an age limit on hip hop? That's what I'm checking, you know. I feel like ain't no age limit, cause you know, the big three, they almost 40. You know, yeah, I'm in my early 30s, them, they like 40 almost. Drake, Cole, Kendrick, you know, they just hitting they prime in the people's eyes. But, you know, to me, they was already coded 15, 14 years ago when I was bumping their tones, you know. But then the big dogs in the game was Kanye, Hov, Wayne. So I guess, you know, it's their time to be in the forefront. To me, ain't no age but the same breath. You know, found the youth, you know, they bring the new dances, the new styles, the new flows, all that to the game. So they definitely should have a moment to shine and spearhead the game. You know, only in a time where the game is in disarray that the elder statesmen should really, you know, lead which way and lead the youth. I feel like right now it's one of them times, you know, the game was kind of lost, you know. The battle was helpful in that, you know. That battle, you know, hip hop, but it's dwindled. You know, last year nobody was going #1. You know, Little Uzi really saved hip hop. Shout out to him, he a legend for sure, but I don't think nobody realized he saved hip hop. The last joint he dropped ain't go #1. And Travis Scott ain't go #1. Hip hop would have been done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a separate video on that though, but it's Lanski. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. See Lanski. So, you know, I'm about to get into a story time real quick, you know. Like I was saying before in the last story time, you know. I went to the museum, you know, seeing the whole exhibits, you know, just for inspiration, you know. At that time, you know, I had my album, my magnum opus in the vault, you know, I was supposed to retire, you know, things like that, you know. And, you know, I ended up coming back out of retirement again, you know. Around the time, you know, Hov had his acceptance speech on the Grammys, you know. I was inspired, you know, by some of the words I heard, you know. You striving to do the best, you know, I'm already knowing that. Just that Grammy speech alone, I was so inspirational, you know. I ended up cooking my next album, you know, February 25. Then again, I'm retired again. Next, you know, check my email. It's Rock Nation. Talking about tap in. You know, I was retired. I didn't even want to come out of retirement after I dropped, you know, February 25. The album at such a stature. If you ain't already tap into that, if you haven't tapped into that, tap into that. You know, that's a classic album. So, you know, we took a midway in the summer, you know, I ended up cooking my last album, my latest album, Born for Greatness, you know. That's like 39 songs on there, I believe. A lot of songs, nearly 40 songs, you know, tap into that, you know, big classics on there, The Glamorous Life, Clutch, I Knew It. It's just a lot of classics, you know. You know, it's like a 360 moment. Like I said, last October, I went to, you know, the museum just as a, you know, listener of the music, growing up on this music, you know, having the rocker where it fits in '03, you know, bumping the music, just immersed in the music since being born to, you know, being on that label, you know, releasing an album on the label, you know, growing up on Kanye music, J. Cole music as a teen. you know, not being a part of that dynasty, pun intended, you know, throwing up the dynasty signs, you know, having that music out there. It's historical, you know. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the law of attraction. But then again, you know, it's destiny, you know. That's what I felt, you know. That's really the destined fate, you know. Right now, I'm retired, you know. I'm in big YouTuber mode. Just got the mixtape, something calm, you know. Like I said in the last vid, or the vid before, you know, I'm flooding the floodgates with different vids and things like that, you know. Like Pokey and No Jack, you know, the music be calling, you know. Be calling like a highline. Every now and then, you know, I gotta flood the floodgates and come with a new, you know, new sound, new song, new whatever. But, you know, I had to really come with that mixtape just to come with that, you know, surgical autumn, you know, 7 autumns, you know, I started dropping. You know, I've been doing this for over a long time, but, you know, I came back to the game consistently. Talking about it, the consistency rate, 2018, November. So we talking about 7 autumns straight, dropping non-stop, no hiatus, no break, none of that. It's going hard. You know, back in the game. So, you know, that story time, chase your dreams, you know. You know, and rappers don't think I ain't coming back to the game. You see that tape? That's just a warning. That's a warning at any given moment. I could peg, you know, say my name, Candyman, and I'm dead. Don't play with that Casper Lanski name, you know. He a peg, you know. He go ghost, but then again he appear out of nowhere. It's that real though. It's just story time. ROC. See Lanski. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. See Lanski. You know, back with another, you know, YouTube podcast mode type video real quick. So, you know, I'm seeing Joe Biden checking, you know, his catalog mixtape wise is better than 50. And, you know, Lil Wayne, you know, playing nice, you know, he lyrically inclined and somewhat, you know, he ill, I ain't gonna hold you, he bugging. You know, Fifth, you know, he ain't even messing with that. You know, Fifth had to make tapes on like 02, 03 right before he dropped the debut album and all that. But he definitely ain't messing with Wayne in his prime. Like I said before, I ain't never seen, you know, an MC in a type of limelight and mold that Wayne was in. You know, he flooded the game on everybody's features. You know, sold up Melly the first week. You know, the Carter 3 era, you know, the Carter 4 era, all that, Carter 2. You know. Yeah, most definitely. So, you know, I'm back with another video with C. Lanski. So, you know, remember before I was, you know, saying that J. Cole redeem his career? I'm jacking there, you know. The Port Antonio joint tough, you know, mad lyrical, like I said, big Friday night like vibes, you know. This joint strong enough to probably even be the first single, you know. If you talking about the fall off being like a lyrical magnum opus, gotta be something like this. You know, can't go in there with like a workout for me type of joint he had on Sideline Stories. You know, that's a classic. But if you talking about you gonna set the standards and give, you know, the game one more, you know, benchmark moment in the game, you know, the record gotta come soon, you know. You know, ain't no age on the rap game or not, but you know, Cole gonna be like 40 in January, so the album gotta come, you know. Now, between now and January will be the perfect time to drop, because you gotta think. Once February hit, or attention go be back on Kendrick, you know, the Super Bowl, the Grammys, you know, once he win all them Grammys, and he looking like Michael in 84 when he was with Quincy Jones, it's gonna, everybody gonna be talking about it for the next 4 or 5 months after that he gonna drop his album. So right now Drake out the way. I ain't saying Drake ain't gonna come back or nothing. You know, they saying he might have fell off the charts or he had hiatus and then he on stage, you know, having a lyrical breakdown, you know, mentally, you know, saying everybody turning back on him and things like that. You know, so right now, you know, Cole gotta come back, you know, they're bad, I ain't gonna hold you, still they're bad with that apology, you know, Came back with player collard greens, redeemed himself once in the T Grizzly joint tough, you know. And now this Port Antonio joint. So, you know, now you gotta just drop a classic album, you know. Classic album. You still talking, you know, veteran rap stuff. Let's get into that real quick. So you saying, you know, Drake still your man's forever, you know, and all that, but you gotta stand up at the end of the day. Yeah, he put you on tour and all that, but when it was war, he started talking like, yo, you faded out, you was copping it. He wasn't jacking out, you know. He was like, yo, y'all supposed to pull up like Will and Martin in the Bad Boy movies and start ooting to the end, you know. Bad Boys for life. He saying you wasn't on C&B timing, you know. You copped it, you know. Still jacking best rapper alive timing. And you still got the skill to do that. But if those people ain't the ones who gonna battle, then who is, you know? Lose friends, is how it go, you know? Like Nas said, the rap game, the street game, you know? Somebody cross you in the streets, it don't matter who it was or what you was, free shiesty, get it back in play. See Lanski though. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. See Lanski back with another video. So the last video, you know, I was checking at, you know, Little Uzi and Travis Scott, you know, they saved hip hop, you know, at a time where hip hop was in desperate need. You know, ironically, hip hop was in its 50th year, you know, that was last year. Whatever album, you know, Uzi dropped last, and then Utopia, you know, my Travis Scott, for them joints went #1. I think they went #1. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, they had to go #1. Travis Scott always go #1. I think his last mixtape didn't go #1 at first, but you know, it went #1 to save hip hop. I ain't jacking none of them two albums. It's my favorite albums by them artists. You know, they got other albums that, you know, I jack way more. You know, Love Is Rage 2, a classic. You know, Astro World. You know, Rodeo and Birds McKnight. Them joints classics. You know, a lot of people jack their Utopia joint. That's cool for them. You know, I heard bad about them respectfully, but you know, I appreciate them albums saving hip hop, you know, because you know hip hop was in limbo, you know, a lot of people wasn't jacking it, and they was praying on that downfall, you know. Taylor Swift, she almost passed up Hove, you know, as far as #1. You know, I just joined Rock Nation too, you know, that's crazy. Ironically, tap into the album, retired though, but you know, so you know, that's how they really save hip hop, you know. They helped it, you know, linger on, and then Drake dropped a couple months later, you know, he went #1 as well. And then of course that album had the, you know, first person order on there with him and Cole, you know, I spearheaded, you know, the biggest rap beef in, you know, history, if we talk about numbers wise. You know, of course, lyrically, you know, track for track, you know, songs that could go toe to toe, you know, with that. But that's how they saved hip hop.